Hey everyone, it's Amy here. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. So today I have a big book haul to show you because I had a gift card given to me, and what else would I spend it on other than books? So all the books were bought. I've got lots of exciting things actually. I've got a big pile here. I've got graphic novels, we've got loads of fantasy, we've got some publishers that have sent me some books as well, so classics too. It's all exciting. So we'll jump straight into the books. The first book I have to show you is Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. So this book is set in Japan and it tells a story of a little cafe where you can go and enjoy a coffee, bit of cake, and you also can travel back in time, which sounds incredible to me. I've heard so many positive reviews of this one online, and it also has a very cute cat on the front, so I feel like it will be a book that I enjoy. Looking forward to this one. Next up we have a classic, and that is Virginia Woolf's Orlando. Now, I have read essay collections from Virginia Woolf, really enjoyed them. I tried to read The Waves a few years ago and didn't get along with it very well, so it might be that it was just the time of my life. I could try reading that one again. But when I saw that Vintage had brought out these beautiful vintage classics versions of Virginia Woolf's books, I thought I would start with Orlando because this is one that I've wanted to read for quite some time, and then if I get along with this one, I will pick up the other ones in this beautiful series. I just adore these editions of books. I'll read you a little bit from the inside flap because it does sound quite interesting. So as this tale begins, Orlando is a passionate young nobleman whose days are spent in rowdy revelry filled with the colourful delights of Queen Elizabeth's court. By the close, he will have transformed into a modern 36-year-old woman and 3 centuries will have passed. It sounds very intriguing to me, and again, it's one I've always heard good things of, so I can't wait to read it. Next up, we have a book that I actually found in a supermarket for £5, which made me so happy, and that is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I believe I've mostly read Matt Haig's non-fiction books, and so I'm really interested to see if I enjoy his fiction. So this one, I believe, follows a young woman who is on her final day of life, and when she kind of passes over, she ends up going to this place known as the Midnight Library, and there in the library she has the option to go back and relive her life in the different kind of paths that she would have gone down, so experience life in a different way. Sounds like a very interesting concept to me. It's also quite a short book, so I'm interested to see how this one is. Have you read any of Matt Haig's fiction books? Would you recommend? The next 2 books were kindly sent to me by Pan Macmillan, the first one being Blackwater Sister by Zen Cho. This one follows the story of a woman named Jessamine who returns home from America to Malaysia, and when she gets there she starts hearing a voice in her head, and it turns out that this voice is the voice of her grandmother. So I'm assuming her grandmother wants her to do something for her. I'm really interested in this one. I've not read anything set in Malaysia, and it mentions kind of Malaysian deities. It sounds like something that's going to be really, really interesting. So yes, this one comes out in June, so I'm looking forward to reading it closer to the time, and then I can let you know so that you can go and pick it up if you want to. The second book from Pan Macmillan is The Ophelia Girls by Jane Healey. So this one follows the story of a group of girls who are obsessed with kind of pre-Raphaelite paintings, and they decide to reenact their kind of heroines from those paintings, one of them being Ophelia and the drowning Ophelia painting, and so they enact that. However, then a tragedy occurs. Then years and years later, one of the main characters returns to that place and more things happen. I don't really know what yet. I'm really looking forward to this one. Hamlet is one of my favourite Shakespeare plays, so the idea of Ophelia and all of that is something really intriguing to me. I think it's going to be a really nice summer read actually, so it actually comes out in July, so I think I'll probably read it in like June time, so I can give you the review then. But yeah, does this one sound interesting to you? Let me know down below. Next we have another one that I've heard so many good things about, and that is My Sister the Serial Killer by, I don't want to butcher this, but I think it's Oyinkan Braithwaite. I think it kind of says it all in the title. This one follows a main character whose sister repeatedly kills her boyfriends, and so she's having to clean up the mess of her sister being a serial killer. I've not read a book before about female serial killers, so that really intrigues me. I think it's going to be a really interesting read, so I will definitely report back once I've read it. Moving on to the fantasy section of this book haul, the first book I have to show you is Jade City by Fonda Lee. I feel like all I keep saying is that I've heard good things about these books, but why would I have bought it if I hadn't heard good things? This book, I've heard it's good. A quote from the back here says, "It's an epic drama reminiscent of the best classic Hong Kong gangster films, but taking place in a fantasy metropolis so gritty and well imagined that you'll forget you're reading a book." From what I can gather, this book centres around the power that can be wielded from Jade, the actual kind of stone, I guess it is, and the city in which the kind of warring families want to take possession and control the power that can be got from Jade. I think my plan for this one, as well as some other fantasy books that I've purchased recently, is to do a try a chapter tag and do like a week-long version where I try a chapter of lots of popular fantasy books. So if you're interested in that, do let me know down below, because I'm quite keen to do that type of video for them. The next fantasy book we have is The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. This one won the Hugo Award in 2016, and from the back I can see that it's actually been nominated for a lot of other awards as well. So I'm very excited to see what this one is about. It says on the front here, every age must come to an end. So I think it's going to be like an epic kind of world-ending fantasy type situation. Have you read this one? I'd be keen to know your thoughts on it down below. Final fantasy book I have to show you is The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. This one is doing its rounds at the moment on BookTube. Everyone seems to be reading it. I've definitely bought into the hype, but I do believe that the hype is real and that this is a fantastic series. From what I can gather, this one follows a young woman who manages to get into a elite fighting school and is being trained in all manner of things and discovers lots of powerful things that she is capable of. On the front here it says it parallels with modern Chinese history, so that's something that I'd be really interested to see what and where it kind of parallels to. So very keen for this one. And then the final section of books is graphic novels, and the first three I have to show you are the first 3 volumes in the Heartstopper series by Alice Oseman. I've heard all the good things about these books. Everyone seems to gush over them. I've never read anything from this author before, but I think I'm keen to, because people seem to think she's incredible and that her kind of love stories are really nice, and I feel like maybe I need a little bit more of that. I read a lot of dark and kind of fantasy stuff that don't necessarily focus on romance too much, but the romancy things that I have read this year I've really enjoyed, so maybe I need more of that in my life. So yeah, I can't wait to read this one. It's a LGBT story, I believe, following 2 young boys who fall in love, so that's going to be cute. Looking forward to it. And the final book I have here, another graphic novel which is just stunning. Oh, I'm so excited to read it, and it is Glasstown by Isabel Greenberg. I recently made a graphic novel recommendation video in which I mentioned Isabel Greenberg. I'll link that around here if you want to go and watch that. And I just love her way of writing books. I love her illustration style. Look at those end papers, beautiful. But her colourings, the way she draws, I just love it. It's just stunning, and I believe this whole book is centred around the Bronte sisters, whom I also love, and so I feel like it's going to be a thoroughly enjoyable book, and I can't wait to see what it's about. I'll say it again, but I only ever hear good things about this book, so can't wait to read it. So there we are, those are all the books that I've acquired recently. I'd love to hear down below, have you read any of these? What did you think of them? As always, I will leave links to everything I've mentioned today down below. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, and I will see you soon. Bye!